G'day, Nick here, Animal Engineering. Welcome back to the channel. She's been a hot minute since I last done an episode on the old van. My main plan this year was to have this thing running and driving by the end of the year. Number one goal was to finish it, which obviously it is a long way away from that, but I have been pumping hard mornings, nights, weekends, every day to get this to the point where I can drive it. Now, for those who've been following along, I do apologise. I have been filming everything, but the next episode after doing the air conditioning vents in the quarter pillars, for some reason the camera started just filming in slow motion with no sound. So I don't know why, but everything I've filmed for the last 2 months, because I haven't checked anything, is basically useless. So this is just a huge update video on everything that I've been doing. So we'll have a bit of a look. Yeah, switch back to the old phone to do the video because I just don't trust that camera anymore. I don't know why it's gone to slow motion, but a lot has happened. There's a lot more done in the front end here. You can see this filter box here. I drew up and 3D printed. That sort of goes down basically straight into an elbow into the intake. So that was pretty cool. That, you know, I've got brake lines coming through on disconnect things. Don't mind all the wiring. The wiring is an absolute nightmare at the moment. It is just to get it running. But that filter box, I had to reprint another one because I wasn't happy with that one. So yeah, there's a couple of little issues with that one that I wasn't happy with. So I've actually reprinted another one, which is, you get a better idea of what's going on. So those two tubes sticking out, one's for the vent from the fuel tank, which has to go back into the intake for engineering, and the other's a breather from the valve cover. And then in there is a printed M14 by 1.5 thread. That's for the air temperature sensor, and basically there's a big K&N filter sits inside there. So that's sort of what it looks like unpainted. Other than that, up the front, not too much else has changed really. I drew up these seat bases and sent that off to the engineer, and he signed off on them. So I've got them all made out of some 1.25 inch tube, and then got the swivel bases on there and got the seats mounted, which is pretty cool. And then got gear stick in with my little man. So yep. And then what else have I done? I've done so much since that last episode, it's crazy. I ended up splitting that air conditioning unit up into two, and then sort of drew up these little manifolds so I could join them back together with this tube. I still have to draw up the one here which will come and split off to where everything's got to go. And then obviously I've built out the whole front end with the guards and stuff. None of that was there before. Got the dash bar in. I've also gone with the new Haltech Rebel LS. And then this is obviously the terminated harness for that, which has to go on a massive diet because there's just extra wires everywhere. It's chaos. So at some point in the future, when I start doing wiring, I'm gonna have to come back, get new connectors, and just shorten that whole harness up. And basically, all that you can see there will get cut out, and I've got 2 Autosport bulkhead connectors coming. So they'll go straight through there. So when you lift the body up, you'll just disconnect them and remove the body. Another thing is got the camera up there, and then in behind that box with the windscreen wipers in. So that was another video I done. That was the next video in the series where everything went to custard. But I've got 2 Vetus windscreen wiper motors. So they're designed for a boat, but you can change what side they park and how many angles of sweep they have. So that's going to allow me, when they're parked, to have both windscreen wipers in the middle. as opposed to having one there and then one over there, you know, how they normally work. So they will sweep away from each other, but when they come to park, will be central with this center pillar there, which is good. Makes my OCD happy. Also got like the pedal box, which is a bit hard to see at the moment with all the wiring and crap everywhere. But yeah, got that all in. Obviously got the steering column in. I've got to change the steering wheel out. I've never really liked the steering wheel, to be honest. But I need to get one that's like dished so I can actually bring the steering wheel up. And then yeah, had to got the pedal box in. Sort of had to make a notch out here. The tube that goes up to the front shock towers is just in behind here, so it's a bit tricky getting all that to work. But it's come up all right. And then yeah, just 3D printed a couple of steps for your feet to go on, which once they're painted and coloured up with the body should look pretty sweet. And yeah, it's just sort of got the reservoirs there, so there'll be a little hatch in the dash once I build that out. Oh yeah. So all these electronics, the Haltech, the PMU, that's the fan controller for the air conditioning fan for the speed. And then that's when you start stop button daily. But that'll all be underneath the dash eventually, so you won't be able to see it obviously, but I've got these little pop block things. So that comes down. So when it's all said and done, you better pop those two little catches and that'll drop down if you ever need to do anything with them. Like plug your laptop into it or whatever. So that just kind of comes down, up like that. Which is cool. They also got this brake proportioning valve in, so that sort of comes down from the master cylinders at the top. I don't mind these two lines. We really need to run it all nice and tidy up and along this tube, and with all this stuff here, it's just a nightmare. So when I eventually take the body off the chassis, the next time I'll remake all these lines. The one that goes over to the other side is janky as well, but for now it's fine. So the steering column comes through to a double uni through the heim joint, goes down into there. Old headers. What else have I done down here? I went through and I remade all the power steering lines, so they're all hard lines now. And then I also had to chop this little inlet into the radiator off and turn it around so that I could get a nice hose going in there. How I had it before, it came around and there's like a little join. You wouldn't have seen that anyway, that's another video. But yeah, so I've changed all that, so that's like just a nice open hose going in. So you can sort of see power steering line going through. I still need to obviously fix that somehow, but yeah, obviously I can't get a drill in there while the engine is there, so that is a future problem as well. Yeah, everything is coming along. So also been through and I've finished off the exhaust. Got the old classic teardroppy boys. So they look pretty good coming out there. But yeah, it is all getting there. You know? There is a lot of hours of my life right there, I can tell you. Holy dooly. But it is all worth it because we are very close. So yeah, as I say, I apologise, there was a lot filmed there, but this is just a very quick wrap up of hundreds of hours of my life. But it is at the point last night connected up the last things, and I believe we are ready to start it. So I've got to go get some power steering fluid, fill the radiator up. I've got to chuck some oil in the diff. But I'm pretty sure we are ready to fire it up. So the next episode should be pretty soon, and it should be driving the van. So as far as the old episodes goes, wham bam, miss a few 99, 100. But we should be driving this hopefully a couple of hours from now in my world. This should be running. And then we should be able to take it for a drive, which is pretty damned exciting. It has been years in the making. But yeah, apologise. I don't understand why the camera started filming slow motion, but it's a thing. Probably should have stopped and checked. But yeah, I've just been so focused on getting this done before the end of the year to hit my target. I've got a couple other things in here as well. So I've been doing a bit of work on this RX-7 here. And then there's a Camaro up the back there, which is bloody nice. I might do a little episode on that, but that's a customer car. It's a full track car. Yeah, it's one of my all-time favourite cars, the old 69 Camaro. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah, we'll see you on the next episode when we will be driving. Pretty pumped.